Welcome, curious minds. Today we're diving into an incredible journey of discovery, one that's been shrouded in mystery for centuries. Imagine unlocking a hidden ability, a technique that allows you to see beyond the invisible. Today, we're talking about activating your inner vision, an ancient secret known to only a few. But first, let's set the stage. What if I told you there's more to reality than what meets the eye? That there are two parallel worlds existing in tandem, and right now you're only aware of one. Let's explore this fascinating concept together. Have you ever felt a strange chill or sensed something you couldn't quite explain? These moments aren't mere coincidences. They're glimpses through the thin veil that separates these worlds. For centuries, a select group of people has guarded this sacred knowledge, passing it down from teacher to student. It's a powerful secret. Like fire, it can illuminate your path or burn you, depending on how you use it. But something is changing in the world, and I know you feel it too. It's like a part of you is waking up, recognizing a truth it's always known. Do you feel that sensation? Like you're about to remember something important? It's time to listen closely, because your inner voice is guiding you. Think about a newborn baby. They seem to gaze at empty spaces with a smile, or how young children often talk about things adults can't see. They aren't imagining. They're using this ability naturally, just as you can. Fascinating, right? Our brains process far more information than we realize. Studies show that we're only aware of a tiny fraction of what our senses pick up. Remember the last time you felt someone staring at you and turned to see them indeed watching? That wasn't a coincidence. It was your inner vision at work. Every gut feeling that was right, every time you thought of someone just before they called, those were moments when your natural gift kicked in, like a muscle reflex. As you listen, try this exercise. Pay attention to what you feel on your forehead, right between your eyebrows. Do you notice a slight pressure or gentle tingling? Some might feel warmth, others a soft prickling. This sensation is your starting point for activating your inner vision. You're already laying the groundwork to awaken this forgotten gift. Now let's delve into the three pillars of inner awakening, the foundation upon which this journey is built. Imagine you're constructing not just a house, but a bridge between two worlds. What foundation would you need? This is what ancient masters pondered, and after centuries of study, they discovered three core elements essential to this journey. Without any one of them, the whole structure would collapse. So, pay close attention. The first pillar is conscious silence, but this isn't the quiet you get when you turn off the TV. It's a deeper kind of silence, the space between your thoughts, where your true power resides. Do you remember those moments right before you fall asleep, when your mind finally quiets? That's the silence we must cultivate, but while staying fully awake and aware. The second pillar is sacred breathing. We breathe automatically, but what happens when we take conscious control of our breath? Something amazing. Your body and mind begin to sync up. The ancients discovered that certain breathing patterns act as keys, unlocking new levels of perception. Breath was always seen as the link between the visible and the invisible. The third pillar, directed focus, is probably the hardest to master in today's world full of distractions. Think of your attention like a laser beam. When it's scattered, it barely makes an impact, but when focused, it can cut through steel. Your ability to maintain focus is like a muscle that gets stronger with practice. And when you combine this pillar with the other two, something powerful happens. These three pillars work together like the ingredients of an old recipe. When mixed in the right way and at the right time, they create a synergy that unlocks something within you that was dormant. It's like having three different keys, and you need all of them to unlock the ultimate door. Quick favor, if this is making sense so far, hit that like button and drop 777 in the comments. Let's keep going. Before diving into specific techniques, let's talk about preparation. A common mistake is thinking you need to create a fancy space with candles, incense, and symbols. While these can set the mood, The most important preparation happens in a more personal space, your mind. Think of your mind as a garden left to grow wild for years. It's time to become the gardener of your own mental space. You don't need to clear everything all at once. Just start by creating a small, clear area where you can begin working. The preparation for your personal space starts with a conscious decision. Every time you decide to practice, you set aside a special moment in your day. This can happen anywhere: your bedroom, a quiet park, or during your lunch break. The physical location doesn't matter. What matters is your intention and commitment. Factors like temperature, light, and noise can affect your practice, but you don't need perfect conditions. In fact, learning to work with whatever is around you is part of the practice. Is there traffic outside? Use that as a tool to deepen your focus. What's most important in preparing your space is consistency. 10 minutes of practice every day, even in less than ideal conditions, is better than waiting for the perfect time. Your mind learns through repetition, and each time you create this special moment, even briefly, you strengthen the foundation of your practice. Now we come to the most powerful part of this journey, the SEP breathing ritual. This is more than just a simple breathing exercise. It's a key that unlocks states of consciousness you might not have known were possible. Why 7 breaths? Because this number corresponds to the SEP levels of depth we need to reach expanded awareness. The first breath is like opening a window in a room that's been closed for years. As you inhale, imagine drawing golden light into your body. Don't worry about seeing it, just focus on the intention. As you exhale, feel any tension leaving your body, like dust being blown away. With the second and third breaths, you might notice time seeming to slow down. This is completely normal. You're starting to detach from the busy pace of your everyday mind. Make sure each inhale is deeper than the last, as if you're filling not only your lungs but every cell in your body. With each exhale, let your eyelids become heavy, but keep your mind alert. The fourth and fifth breaths are the most crucial. This is when many experience their first glimpse of inner vision, a sensation at the center of the forehead or a feeling that your head is expanding. Some even report seeing soft colors or glowing patterns even with their eyes closed. Don't hold on to these experiences. Just observe them with curiosity while continuing to focus on your breathing. The last 2 breaths mark the final stage. By this point, your mind will be deeply calm, but still alert. It's like being on the edge of sleep while staying fully conscious. Here, the boundary between worlds becomes thinner. The key is to remain in this state without forcing it. Inner vision is like a wild animal. You can't chase it. It will come to you when the time is right. Have you ever noticed that strange moment just before falling asleep when you're neither fully awake nor asleep? This in-between space is what the ancients called the blind spot of consciousness. It's a mental state we all experience but rarely notice and even less often tap into. Imagine your mind as a continuous flow of thoughts. The blind spot is like a silent whirlpool in that stream, a brief pause where everything slows down. It's not emptiness, but a space where something extraordinary can emerge. It's called the blind spot, because just like the blind spot in your vision, it's there, but you can't directly see it. You experience it all the time, but you can't look at it. With the right practice, you can learn to recognize and inhabit this space. To find your blind spot, develop a new kind of attention, not focusing in the usual way. The more you try to see it directly, the more it will slip away. It's like learning to see with your mental peripheral vision. Start by observing your thoughts without getting attached to them, and eventually you'll begin to notice tiny gaps between them. These gaps are the first signs of your blind spot. The most surprising thing happens when you learn to extend these moments. Time seems to stretch, and hidden perceptions become more flexible. In the background of your mind, information that has always been there begins to rise to the surface, becoming easier to access as your usual filtering mind steps aside. This is the true beginning of seeing beyond what you know. Your mental state changes throughout the day, like a natural dance. Sometimes you're sharp and alert, other times more relaxed. These shifts represent different patterns of your mind's activity, like a radio changing channels. Imagine your mind as an ocean, with different currents at different depths. On the surface, where the waves are most intense, is your usual waking state. That's probably where you are right now. It's useful for day-to-day life, but to tap into your inner vision, you need to dive deeper. As you go beneath the choppy surface, you reach calmer, more receptive states, like swimming in deeper water. This is where the magic happens. You may have experienced this without realizing it, those moments of sudden clarity right before you fall asleep, or flashes of intuition while on a peaceful walk. What's exciting is that you can learn to move between these states consciously. It's not about forcing anything, but about learning to ride the waves of your own mind. Start by noticing when you're naturally more open, maybe early in the morning or around dusk. These are natural portals, times when the barrier between worlds feels thinner. These states are more than just relaxed moments. They are different frequencies of perception, each with its own unique feel. With practice, you'll learn to recognize these subtle changes and switch between them at will, like a musician moving from note to note. Now we reach a critical part of your journey, the challenges you'll face along the way. Don't be afraid of them. If they don't show up, that's when you should worry. Their absence would mean you're not making progress. These guardians aren't your enemies. They are disguised teachers, each offering an important lesson. The first guardian you'll meet is doubt, not just basic doubt about whether this method works, but a deeper doubt within you. You might start to question not just the practice, but your whole perception of reality. This is completely normal. You're breaking down years of conditioning about what's possible and what's not. The second guardian is fear. Not of specific danger, but a more subtle, deeper fear. The fear of losing your current understanding of what's real. As you explore expanded states of consciousness, part of you may hesitate, like standing on the edge of a deep pool. You know you can swim, but something inside holds back before you dive in. This resistance is natural and necessary. It prepares you for what's coming next. The next guardian is impatience. In today's world of instant gratification, this might be the toughest challenge. You'll want immediate results, clear signs that you're making progress. But inner vision is like a garden. You can't rush the plants to grow faster. Impatience is actually an opportunity to develop a new relationship with time. The most subtle and perhaps the most important guardian is the spiritual ego. As you experience new phenomena, or your perception broadens, you may start to feel special. This guardian teaches you the value of humility and discernment. The most profound experiences often happen when we let go of the need to be the one who sees beyond. These guardians never truly go away. They become your allies. Doubt turns into wise discernment. Fear becomes respect for the unknown. Impatience becomes appreciation for the journey. And the spiritual ego transforms into genuine humility. Every time you face resistance, remember you're not facing an obstacle. You're undergoing an initiation. There is a magical moment that everyone experiences, although they all describe it differently. Some call it the click. Others talk about a quantum leap. But words don't really do it justice. It's like trying to explain the taste of water to someone who's never drunk it. But when it happens, you know it without a doubt. The first signs are often subtle. Colors may seem more vivid. Meaningful coincidences may happen more often. Or you may wake up with a feeling that you've traveled to places your logical mind can't explain. These are like the first raindrops before a storm, small hints that a profound shift is about to change the way you see everything. The experience itself can be gentle, like a whisper, or powerful, like a sudden flash of insight. For some, it feels like taking off an invisible blindfold. Suddenly the world looks completely new, even though nothing around you has changed. For others, it's more gradual, and they only realize it in hindsight, like noticing its daylight without remembering when dawn came. The most fascinating thing is that this awakening happens in layers. Just when you think you've reached the peak, you find a deeper level waiting. It's like opening one door and finding a room full of new doors. Each awakening is deeper than the last, each understanding more profound. Here's the most important warning. You can't force this moment to happen. It's like falling in love. The more you try to control it, the more it slips away. Your job is not to force its arrival, but to create the right conditions and be fully present when it comes. Ironically, it often happens when you stop actively searching for it, in a moment of complete surrender. Once your inner vision awakens, you enter a new and unfamiliar space, almost like gaining a divine ability to see things you couldn't before. But with this gift comes responsibility. You must learn to navigate these deeper layers of reality with wisdom and care. You'll start noticing time shifting in strange ways. Moments may feel like they're stretching or shrinking. You might experience sudden insights that condense years of knowledge into a split second, or have a sense of events before they happen. Don't be alarmed. It's like learning to swim. At first, the water feels strange, but over time, you'll move more naturally. Synchronicities will happen so often that you can no longer call them mere coincidences. It will feel as though the universe is speaking to you through symbols and meaningful connections. You'll learn to read them not as fixed predictions, but as signposts pointing to possible futures. Still, it's important to balance confidence with discernment. One of the most subtle challenges is recognizing the different kinds of expanded perceptions. Just like your physical eyes can distinguish a real tree from its reflection in water, your inner vision will reveal different levels of reality. Some might be symbolic dreams, others glimpses of possible futures, or deeper insights into reality. The key to navigating these deeper waters is to build what the ancients called the anchor, not a fixed point to hold on to, but a deep trust in your ability to stay balanced, no matter how unfamiliar the territory. This anchor is built through consistent practice, mindful observation, and most importantly, being completely honest with yourself. Now let's talk about the part of the journey that might seem less exciting, but is actually the most important: how to bring these extraordinary experiences back into your everyday life. After all, what good is accessing expanded states of consciousness if you can't use them in your daily activities, like at the store, at work, or with the people you care about? Integration begins with a simple, though challenging task: keeping one foot in each world. Think of yourself as a translator moving between two languages. One is ordinary experience and the other is expanded perception. At first, you might feel like a stranger in your own world, noticing things you once ignored. It's like watching an old movie with new subtitles that give deeper meaning to what you already knew. One key to integration is to keep something I call the navigator's journal. This doesn't need to be a formal diary. A simple note app on your phone works. The important thing is to record your experiences and, most importantly, how they affect your daily life. For example, you might note that hunch you had to change your route and avoid a traffic jam, or the urge to call a friend just when they needed someone. These small moments become landmarks on a map, and when connected, they reveal bigger patterns. At this point, you might feel the urge to share everything with everyone. It's natural. When you discover something so powerful, you want others to experience it too. But this is where discernment comes in. Not everyone is ready or open to these experiences, and that's okay. True mastery isn't about showing off your new perceptions. It's about using them to become more effective, compassionate, and present in your everyday life. Integration also means learning how to manage your energy. You'll become more sensitive to people, places, and situations. As if your sensitivity has been turned up, you'll start finding new ways to balance yourself, like spending more time alone in nature, or setting up routines that help you stay centered. Pay attention to these needs. They're part of your new way of being. Here's the beautiful paradox. The more you integrate these extraordinary experiences into your life, the more they start to feel normal. Not in a way that takes away their magic, but because your idea of normal expands to include them. Inner vision will become as natural as physical sight. There will be no separation between the mystical and the everyday. Everything will blend into a continuous dance of discovery and wonder. And here's the ultimate truth. Integration is an ongoing process. Each day offers new chances to deepen your understanding. refine your perception, and use that wisdom in creative, meaningful ways. It's not a destination, but a never-ending journey. As long as you keep that spark of curiosity alive, every ordinary moment will hold the potential to reveal something extraordinary. You've just taken the first step by discovering this ancient technique, but the road ahead is endless, filled with countless possibilities. Everyone who has walked this path has found their own unique way of exploring these uncharted realms of consciousness. If this journey has inspired you, imagine all we have yet to discover together. Subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications so you won't miss any future videos. We'll continue to uncover the universe's secrets and learn how to apply them in our everyday lives. See you in the next video.